Hey, what's up guys? We are back for another episode of Tyler and Katelyn's vlog, and for this episode we want to talk about faith and politics, which is a little scary because these two topics are extremely controversial. These topics are things that people are very passionate about. They divide a lot of people, so it's kind of tricky to talk about them, but we want to do it anyway, so here we go.
Since they are big topics, it's really important to know how to approach them as Christians. We definitely don't want to shy away from any topics, but we also don't want to get into every political debate that we come across.
Yeah, so the question is, how should Christians treat politics? Obviously, there's a lot of things going on in the news here recently with, Kaepernick and the NFL, Kavanaugh, recently immigration. Of course, there's always debates about gun control and abortion and things like that. We don't want to use this video just to share what we believe on those topics. We want to approach it with this question of how, as a Christian, how should I approach these things? And we want to speak to the Christians mainly here and say, please be careful how you treat these issues.
I believe that if people can't tell that you're a Christian when discussing politics, then you're doing it wrong. You'll never completely agree with someone on everything. You have to learn to agree to disagree with even the closest people to you.
The truth is, Jesus was not a conservative Republican. He also was not a liberal Democrat. I see a lot of people putting labels on him or certain people, and it's not something that we should do. Personally, I think both sides are nuts at times. Both sides also have a lot of good about them. I've got friends that are on both sides, whether they're Christian or non-Christian, and there's just so many people that label well, you have to be this if you're a Christian, or you can't be that, and it's just not something I think Jesus would do, and it's not something that we should be doing as Christians. I know for us, we try our absolute best to stay in the middle and try to hear out both sides and then try to make decisions based on that. And instead of having just to be completely extreme one side or the other, I'm never going to just side with one political party. If they're doing something I think is wrong, I should be able to have the freedom to explain why I think that is right or wrong. But really just try, again, hear people out on both sides and try to love them no matter what.
One thing we have to remember is that the people in office and the people that we disagree with are also God's children, and we are called to love them. As soon as we start looking at them as God's children, it makes it a lot easier to approach these topics with grace and love.
Timothy Keller just had a recent article in the Christian Post, and in that article he talked about how the first Christians, the early church, a lot of the things that they fought for would seem to align with Republican views of today, but a lot of things that they fought for back then would also align with the Democrat views of today. So it's another example of how you can't just be tied to a party instead of what Christ is calling you to do. Everything that we do should be through the lens of Christ. I'm a Christian first and I'm an American second. Whatever party you are tied to, you should have that same thought of your identity is completely in Christ first before anything else. Now, we are not saying that you should never speak up for what you believe. We had an entire episode, one of our vlogs, about abortion. And so there's a time and a place to stand up for what you believe in. We just think more people need to be more careful and show more love with how they approach those things.
Not everything has to be about picking sides. If you look in the New Testament, there's tons of verses talking about being unified in Christ. If you look at the Jews and Gentiles, they thought that they were against each other, kind of like the political parties think that they're only against each other, when God called them numerous times to become unified and to become one body.
The two most important things as a believer is love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Well, your neighbor includes people from the other side of the political party. Your neighbor includes illegal immigrants and people that despise you, people that are different than you. We're called to love them anyway. We've got to start listening to people. We've got to start hearing them out and really trying to figure out what they're trying to say. I'm very confident that Jesus cares deeply about political issues, but he cares about people more, and we have to have that mentality as well. I know for me personally, my opinions have changed on a lot of topics over the years, and I'm actually glad. I want to be somebody that can listen, be open and willing to hear people out, and then make a decision based on that and love them the best that I can. And I think that's what God calls for us as well.
Andy Stanley said that most problems arise in churches when a person chooses a view over a person.
Yeah, there's so much truth to that, and we want to encourage you to never let a view over something get in the way of loving someone or ministering to them. And I'm also reminded of something that Bob Goff said in his recent book. This world needs our love way more than it needs our opinions. So we just want to encourage you with these thoughts. Subscribe to our vlog if you would like. It's been real. It's been fun, and it's been real fun. So
So fun.
see you later.